Move, Hank. Okay. Hello. Happy Friday. Folks, Lester here. And I know it's so dumb that I play that little countdown thingamajiggy because you can already see that I'm live. You can hear noises around the house, and we are officially live when I click go live and I start the countdown. But I do that, and so that gives Facebook and YouTube both time to get the notification, and then they can join in. And instead of me sitting here talking about, this and that for 2 or 3 minutes before everyone finally gets the notification. Now, a lot of you are saying, you know what? I always join late to just skip all the hoopla, just skip all the formalities. I've gotten the computer moved here in front of the fireplace, which is, I thought, kind of a nice background. But I do see that with the lighting, I do have quite the black eyes. No one's been punching on me. No one's been punching on me. It's good to see everybody. Hey, everyone. Looky here. This is what always gets me. This is what always gets me. Hold on. Florida. Hold on. If you think Florida is crazy, looky here. Louisiana, West Monroe, Louisiana. And then y'all saying, Lester, that's not so much. That's not so big. Okay, well, fine. You got Vermont. You got rich people from Vermont, huh? Bunch of, you got your people from, and then look at here. You got that's Dee Darby. That's that naughty lady from, Dee Darby's that naughty lady, I believe. Isn't she the naughty one from a couple of weeks back? Hey, Dee, I'm joking with you. It's good to see you from a very sunny the West Sussex, the coast of the United Kingdom. That's beautiful. Look at here. Norway. Why and how in the world would anyone from Norway with all that's like the Vikings? You got big Viking type dudes walking around, right? Like big Vikings, tattoos like all over their faces and heads and just beards that come down. Yeah, and they wear them cool hats with them horns that come up on them. They still do that, right? That's how I imagine Vikings look from Norway. So I guess all men still dress that way. So that's impressive. Randy, hello. And then look over here. We got Sweden. We got them sweets. Them sweet. Swish. We got them Swisher folks. I am kidding. Swedish, y'all. Swedish. I know that I'm joking. And then this is just beautiful. I love this. I don't know why. I still to this day don't get it for anything. But I will tell you how blessed I am to have you jumping on these little lives and stuff. Okay, so we're going to start off. Oh, Lord, where did it go? Jersey. I saw a question, and I was going to get to that question, and now it went by pretty fast, but I think I can still be able to find it. Someone said I'm only here for the animals from Illinois. Okay. That's fine to come for the animals. I will say that normally the lives, we don't really have a lot of animal video. When we do a live, we're talking about things going on around the farm or around the ranch. We have Alabama. I'm still looking for that one particular question because I thought that would be a really nice starting point. Chicago, that's up near Jamie's old stomping grounds. Oh, look, someone else from Sweden. Look at that last name with those two little dots over the O. I wonder how you pronounce that. Seriously, I wonder how you pronounce that. Well, darn it, I can't find it. But someone says, Lester, I'm here for the driveway project. They want to hear about the driveway project. And that is actually how I was going to start off the live. Hey, I'll tell you what we can do, though, a little bit later. If y'all want, why don't we open up the floor? We can open the floor up to any questions you have about either property, because I would love to talk about all that's going on everywhere, but sometimes from Cocoa, Florida. Hi, Lester. Well, hey, Mary. I can't imagine how beautiful it would be in Florida right now. Kentucky. Hi there, Kentucky. Tennessee. Jackson, Tennessee. I really wanted to find that particular. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm not going to be able to find it. So I'm just going to have to jump right into the little video clip that I have. So let me go ahead and just do an overall hello to everybody and how blessed I am to have you on the live. I know you can see I have the jitters. I've had the jitters for a while. It's a really neat kind of nervous energy. And there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes people are at their best when they're nervous. Some folks fall apart when they get nervous. Oh my goodness. I am just reading all kinds of folks from all over the place are checking in. And that is just a huge blessing. North Carolina, Connecticut. Here's we got someone from Western Australia. Oh no. Oh, I need to keep that up. Tracy Parks. I'm going to try to keep that up. Hold on. I'm going to try to find it, but I was going to find this one from Louisville, Kentucky, Alabama. Oh, look at this. Hi from Western Australia. That's Western Australia, y'all. They're a country and a continent all to themselves. Can you believe that? Anyway, so okay, well, let's go ahead and get to that. What's this? It's beautiful here in the UK, Lester. Nice to have some sun. So that is nice because all of the things that I know about the UK or what they show us on TV. Hollywood has their own way of, and we've talked about this before, y'all. You know, Hollywood has their way of painting in our minds a picture of how everybody, you know, dresses, how everyone acts, how everyone talks, how everyone behaves themselves around the world. Hollywood has set that into all of our minds. And it's really tough for sometimes us to break those stereotypes because Karen says it's nice in the sunny UK. Sunny. Because think about it for a minute. Let me go ahead and hide that personal comment. Think about it for a minute. In all of Hollywood movies about the UK, is it not foggy, gloomy? I'm not making this up. Any other Americans jump in here. I don't know what the UK TV shows you, but in all of our movies about the UK, it's always gloomy and foggy. It's like out on the moors. You call them the moors, and they have painted this picture of what the UK is like. And I'm like, ooh, I'm never going to go there. I need the sun. I need the sun in my life. I'm never going to the UK. England. Oh heck no! All this cold and damp and wet and moist, and that's the image that they put into our minds, and we believe that mess. But it's not until you run across people on social media who are not filtered, who can let you see for yourselves how everyone is like. And so I'm curious. I really would be curious. This would be a really fun conversation about your takes on people from the South and from Texas in particular, based on what Hollywood has taught you or shown you all of your life, compared to when you really meet people or you are involved with internet pages maybe from the South and from Texas in particular. Is it the same as Hollywood made you think it was, or is it much different? I really would like to see some comments on this. I want to put my glasses on so I don't miss anything. I have to wipe these off. No, I'm curious. I would like some comments about that. Was Hollywood accurate in how they portrayed us from Texas? No, now everyone's just asking questions. No one wants to answer that particular question. Okay. So here's one. In Texas, they make you feel like everyone rides a horse or drives a truck. They do make you feel that way. Hollywood always portrays Texas towns as little dusty, old, kind of the way you would see ghost towns, like the old Western ghost towns. It's not as, now there are definitely towns like that, and a lot of folks do drive trucks, but we also have our fair share of cars, sedans, SUVs, and everything else. And no, not everyone drives or rides a horse. However, there are people, everyone likes to have a horse, to call themselves a horse person. But we know that not everyone who has a horse is really a horse person. I'm not. I am not a horse person. And so, well, I guess we can just move. Hold on. Here we go. What's this over here say? My son from Houston has the motto, in Texas, we don't call 911. Then you see the picture of a smoking gun. Yes, I think all of us have those signs. We I don't want to make anything controversial. We are trying to avoid controversy at all cost, but we do choose to adhere to that amendment where we do like to have our firearms here in Texas. But that's funny. But I think that a lot of folks around the country um, feel that way. Okay, well, I really do want to move on to the driveway project. Hey, Lester, we've had lovely sun all week in England. Hey, Faye, TV is right. It's usually foggy and rain. Oh, don't tell me that, Faye. I wanted to think that Hollywood was checking with my mind. I want to believe that Hollywood is the great evil that tries to instill this stuff. And you're telling me that TV's right? It usually is foggy and rain, or all in one day, rain, sun, fog, and then maybe snow. Well, that's just great. Oh boy, looky here. Save a horse, ride a cowboy. Says Denise. And Denise, I bet you did that too. She put LOL, but I bet you she's the kind of she probably did never think I would post this. And so now we're all saying, oh, Denise Hirsch, what kind of a naughty thing are you? And she's probably over there like, you know how some girls like could bite their knuckles when they giggle? Yeah, of course, everyone says everything in Texas is bigger and everyone has cattle ranchers. So, all right, well, let's just go ahead and move off of that, because if we want to talk about big, y'all, let's talk about big for a minute. Let's talk about go big or go home, which is exactly what's going on with this driveway project. Now, listen, there have been some major ups and downs in this particular project, this undertaking. I knew from the get-go that this is not something that I do ever. When we were younger, living there in Plum Grove, my grandparents, that would be my dad's mom and dad, they would always use cattle guards in lieu of culverts. Number one, because they didn't always have fencing. And so that would be a way that you could get in and out without having to have open and close a gate. Yet your cows couldn't get in and out. They would pretty much they would stop at the cattle guard. Cows, especially cows and horses, are, I would say they're very sure-footed, meaning that they know right where their feet are going to go, but they don't like having to step over voids. And so you can take a cattle guard, if it's constructed the right way, and you put that across your driveway, and it will usually prevent cows and horses from trying to walk out and walk over it. And so now there's a lot of people who don't like cattle guards because they've seen videos of cows or horses, even children, who've gotten their feet stuck in them. And that could be deadly to a cow or a horse. They end up breaking their leg. And so whenever I said the word cattle guard, that was the one key word that instantly created all kinds of controversy on my page. And that controversy would not go away. It would not go away. It wasn't helped at all by some of the folks who didn't really understand the concept that I had in mind, weren't completely on board. It was a project that I told you I used some of the supporter money to help finance, because I needed more money to get this thing going, which I would have needed money for any project because we don't have that kind of money laying around. So I had to use supporter money. And so there were so many angles of things that sparked and promoted just controversy with this particular project. But I knew, I had an idea from seeing the number of times that water has come down that lane, that we needed something more than a traditional culvert. You know, a culvert is made to take water from one side and pass it through the other, right? So that's why you have two ends of a culvert. But the culvert was not working for us for two reasons. Number one, the amount of water coming from one end was more than what would fit inside of our 24-inch culvert. That's 2 foot opening. So there was too much water to fit through there. But another problem is we had water coming down our hill, which our driveway was acting as its own channel of all of that water coming from the driveway by the gate, coming down from the shop. And all of that water in those heavy rains was using our driveway as a channel. And it was all coming together right there at that same culvert that we had before. And there was nowhere for it to go because all the water rushing from this way was not allowing it anywhere to go. And so we were having issues there. And I would say but I want to back up a little bit and remind you that Mr. Dubb, who was the former owner of Longhorn Lester's, before it was Longhorn Lester's, of this property, he could foresee there was going to be an eventual issue. And that's why he had a low bridge of concrete built out in the pasture, because he knew at some point it was going to be bad enough to wash his driveway out. He could foresee that was going to happen. And so sure enough, that scenario came together, that perfect storm, if you will. All of them, 3.5 inches of rain in that 1 hour just came crushing down, and it washed our driveway out. So the quick fix would have been to have someone come out, dig out the old culvert, bring in a brand new culvert, set it right into place, maybe even a little bit bigger culvert as far as diameter goes, and then cover it back up. And then we have a culverted driveway like we had before. And that would have been great to help move this water from one side to the other. But it wouldn't have done anything to prevent our troubles with the water that was coming down our driveway, all the water using our driveway as a channel. And so I had to resort back to the old days whenever Nanny and Pops, that was my dad's mom and dad, would build cattle guards. And I remembered how we would build them. It wasn't a real difficult concept. You would put something on each end, strong supports that would go into the ground with the bag of cement, and that would be your support from the ground level. Now, this is your channel here. I'm kind of doing it facing you now, right? So they would have two ways to support. Now, in those days, they would use a basic 4x4, maybe even a landscape timber, something they could find cheap. They'd put them in the ground, and then that would be their foundation. They'd build their little retaining wall or whatever they needed right there to help support that and keep the water flowing. Now, remember, this was a very small project that Nanny and Pop would build. What we did was magnified that probably 10 times because we have a lot bigger project here. And so first thing that we did was got the timber and set those in the ground. And then we built the retaining wall that we had to have. And then, whereas Nanny and Pop used to put down maybe just 4x4s or even landscape timber to go across, we went ahead and went big. We used 8x8s because we knew we had to have something that was going to be strong and that was going to be durable and that was going to last a lifetime. Okay, here goes the fun part. Where's my phone? This is going to be fun. I think that as I was going along and we were building and I was showing snippets of the process coming along, if it wasn't controversial enough, now all of a sudden people are seeing that we're using wood. People are noticing that we're using wood. And they're like, no, you idiot. Now it got mean. Now you're getting mean. When all of a sudden you're using wood instead of metal. Up here in the north, we use metal, we use steel, we use aluminum, we use pipes. Okay. Maybe you do. But my friends, I want you to think about something for a second. I want you to think really hard about the last time you went to the lake or the river or the ocean, or you saw someone's pond and they built themselves a little pier that would walk out across their pond where they could fish from, or they could launch their boat. I want you to think really hard about New Jersey people, the Jersey Shore, and that boardwalk. And then you think about Kemah, and we have our boardwalk. Guys, it's not the aluminum walk. It's not the steel walk. It's the boardwalk, because it's made of treated lumber. Treated lumber will outlast alloys. I didn't think y'all didn't know that. And you didn't know that because people started coming at me like crazy. That wood's going to rot. That wood's going to rot in no time. No, it's not. No, it's not. Treated wood that goes down into the earth is treated for a purpose, pressure treated with chemicals that will prevent rotting. However, any kind of metals that you put into the earth will begin to corrode, and they will break down in no time. So if you do in fact live up somewhere where they use steel and pipes, that's great. That's great. But your county or your state or whoever maintains those things will be replacing those every so often. And we're hopeful that what we did here will not have to be replaced anytime soon. And if you want to have your doubts and you want to find a reason to scream and holler at me, just go to Google and type in pier or type in dock or type in boat dock or fishing pier. Do it. I dare you to do it. I dare you to do it right now. And I'm going to tell you something, that 10 times out of 10, you're going to see those things made out of heavy treated wood. So I thought that when Uncle Dan came by and he talked about that, Uncle Dan mentioned that in his video, the one that I shared with you, where he said a lot of the commenters that were trying to tell him to come check on me were mad and upset because I was using wood and not steel, not metal. And so Dan reminded you all about that, hey, you use wood for projects like this. Let me tell you something. Someone says you could use railroad tracks. So I think that you mean the cross ties that go under the railroad tracks. So the railroad tracks sit on top of not steel. They sit on top of treated with creosote. They have some chemical called creosote. A railroad tie, they call it a railroad tie, is a big old, it's probably an 8x10, probably 10, 12 foot long. And those things last for years and years and years, my friends. And those have trains riding across the top of them. So thank you for that comment. But you're right. So I do make no apologies for the materials that we used. Let me show you something that exemplifies all of the hard work. Let me show you something that exemplifies all of the hard work. This over here is the old pat on the back that I earned for this one over here. Y'all ready? Watch this. What's your name?
Manuel.
I just asked Manuel, would you be brave enough to drive over that? And he says, yeah, the way it's being built, definitely.
Yes, for sure.
That's a thumbs up then. That's a big. Look at that, man. Look at that crazy concrete driver with this thumbs up. I said, Manuel, I said, would you be brave enough to drive across that? And he goes, yeah, definitely. The way it's being built, definitely. Now it gets better. Listen to this. Thumbs up, because this is not light. I can't imagine what that thing weighs.
About 75,000.
75,000. Did y'all hear what Manny said? 75,000 pounds is how much that cement truck, when fully loaded, weighs. And he said he would drive over it no problem, because he likes the way it's being built. He understands the way it's being built. And so, man, I tell you what, I blushed. I cried. I walked away and I cried, because I'm going to cry again right now. It just something crazy happens inside. It's like this twig that it's all this pressure. You just trying so hard to break it. And that's how I feel sometimes. All the mean comments, all the negativity, all the emails and the direct messages. And now people found that WhatsApp and they're sending me more messages on that. And they're all telling me how wrong I'm doing it. And I should be using reinforced this. And I should be using this. And I should be using this. And I'm getting all these pictures of what I should be doing and how I'm doing it wrong. And then to have Uncle Dan come out. And I remember that twig was about to break. I was drinking that day. I'm like, I'm just drinking. And that twig was about to snap. And Dan all of a sudden, like, and made it all feel okay. Made it all feel good. Made everything right. Now, Dan does this for a living, but of course, Dan does heavy duty roads and bridges and stuff like that. So they don't build bridges out of wood because of the length and all of that. You get that already. Use concrete. But nonetheless, we got the concrete guy out yesterday. And when he gave his thumbs up, I got my brother's thumbs up. I got the concrete guy's thumbs up. And so I'm just like, yeah, haters. Yeah, all you haters. Look at my twig. It ain't about to break no more. You ain't going to break my twig. I ain't going to break that easy. But then I walked away and I cried like a freaking baby. I walked away and I cried like a freaking baby. I feel like I'm going to cry again right now because all of that pressure that you feel, all the pressure. And then people say, man, you got a fragile ego. You and your fragile ego don't belong on the internet. You're too fragile. You're too weak for this. Okay, well, maybe I am fragile. Maybe I do have issues of some sort. I know I have issues of some sort, but you know what? I bet you do too. So, anywho, bottom line, pat myself on the back today. Pat myself on the back today because that project is coming. And listen to me. I will say I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. Let me back up to that again. I'm not quite done yet, y'all. I want to show you pounds when it's. I just asked Manuel, would you be brave enough to drive over that? Darn it. I was trying to freeze it on that particular. I was trying to freeze it right there. Guys, that's not the finished product. That's not the finished product. So then if you, oh my gosh, listen. So remember how all of them haters wouldn't leave me alone? And so they were just kept going at me and going at me. So then on this morning's video, when I showed that part of the bridge, they're like, you didn't put the concrete. How are you going to put concrete? Now you can't put the concrete. You got to put rebar and concrete. You're doing it all wrong. Where's the concrete? I says, guys, so I had to go to my video. Here I go again, trying to defend myself all the time. Concrete is a liquid. Cement comes in a liquid form. That means it conforms to its container. If I take this liquid Kool-Aid and I pour it into a plate, it's going to conform to that plate or a baking pan or a bucket. This liquid is going to conform to whatever shape I put it in. So I already had the form where I wanted it. I already had my post where I wanted them. All of these boards you see right now, and we poured that concrete and it feels, look, I'm watching my fingers. This is crazy. This is crazy. That concrete began to fill up. See my fingers doing that? That is concrete filling up. I don't know what it looks like to you, but that is concrete filling up all around the timber that I have in the ground. That is concrete that is filling up all around the big timber that go across. Okay. So all these people screaming and shouting and like, you know what you're talking about. You don't, y'all, you don't, because concrete's liquid. It's a liquid form. And as these guys poured the concrete, oh, that video comes up tomorrow. As the concrete began to pour, and these two fellows you see right here are sitting there kind of like making sure it stays inside the form, that concrete began to ooze up through all the cracks. And you know what it did? That concrete, that liquid, displaced all of the air. That means with no air, there's no chance of water, y'all. And with no chance of water, there's little chance of erosion. And I'm not the engineer here. I'm not. But that was Uncle Dan's suggestion with the concrete. We did put the rebar. The rebar's underneath that. So what you did not see was these guys came by early in the morning at 7 o'clock. And the guy in the yellow shirt, his name is Sam. That's what he does for a living. He does concrete work. He does rebar. He did all the rebar. It's in there. He went underneath because there's plenty of places to work. He tied all the rebar together. And so it is heavily rebarred, which is what Uncle Dan suggested. The concrete poured on top in my foundation, and it slowly filled up between all of my timber. It displaced all the air pockets. So now there's nowhere for water to go. Water will come right down my driveway, and it will go fall right off into that void, which is the cattle guard / bridge. Whoo wee. Man, can I stop talking about that now? Listen to me. I need a break. I'm going to answer a question. I'm going to go to the internet, y'all. I'm going to do this for a second. Let's answer a couple of questions. Let me do this for a second. Hold on. I have a way. I'm going to put this, copy this. Y'all give me a second here. Yeah. Control. No, Command V. Here it comes. All right, y'all see that? If you want to talk or ask a question, now's your chance to do it. If you want to talk or ask a question, now is your chance to do it. All right, here comes my first one over here. Okay, hold on. We got somebody. Let me remove that. Okie dokie. Sarah.
Hey, how are you?
I know you.
Yeah.
I've seen you before on here.
You have, yeah.
Hold on. Let me get this. Let me remember how this goes. Okay, so last time we chit-chatted, you and your mom were big. Now, was it your mom or was it you that watched it? It was your mom that watched the channel first and told you about it.
Yeah, she watched Run Maggie Run.
Oh, she watched Run Maggie Run. She told you about it, and then you begin to watch just to talk to your mom about stuff, right?
Yeah, so my mom's a healthcare worker, so we don't see each other very often. So we would just watch them and, did you see what happened? And then, especially during the pandemic, that was our way to kind of talk.
That's beautiful. And you're also a counselor or going to be a counselor with kids?
I am. Yeah, I just graduated as a school counselor in December. So now I'm just going through the application process.
Well, that's awesome. Well, congrats on that. And is that a tough process to get approved for? Do you have to meet all kinds of certification requirements? I'm guessing so.
Yeah. So during my program, I obviously had to do the graduate program. You have to do 600 hours worth of internship, which is free labor.
Which is unpaid. I remember student teaching. Yes.
Yes. So then you have to also pass a test.
Okay.
Took my state test, and now, you apply for your job, then you go in front of a board.
Okay.
For your actual interviews. So, yeah.
Well, that's awesome. All right. So you have a question. You want to ask me a question? You're not going to be mean, are you?
No.
Oh, no. You're going to be mean.
No, I won't be mean.
Please, Sarah, you have a very kind face. This is what I tell people in comments. I'm like, you are too pretty a person to be having such mean things come out of you. And I've learned that actually shuts a lot of people up. I don't mean it in a mean way. Sure. I don't mean it in a mean way. But when someone writes a mean comment, and I don't even know what they look like, I just say, you're too pretty a person to say such nasty stuff inside of you. Yeah. So, all right, Sarah, be gentle because I'm fragile. I have a fragile ego. Okay, that's what I've been told. I'm very fragile.
I'll be nice. So I'm just wondering about the 2 cows at Longhorn Lester. What's their story? What's going on?
Okay, so that's a great question, and I need to make a video about that. Because it'll be a lot more, it'll be seen more in a video than it will be on this live, but I will answer your question. And I will say that you heard it here first, which is a good thing. Sarah, those cows that you've seen at Longhorn Lester's, their names were Marilyn and Jezebel, or Jezzy, we call her. They came for a purpose. Do you know why they came here? Have you been watching?
They came for tech services.
Well, can we just call it band camp?
Okay, band camp.
Because I like calling it band camp. Because were you in band, by the way?
I wasn't. No.
I'm sorry, I had to ask. I'm just curious. But I've heard a lot of band camp stories. I'm just saying. So these ladies came for band camp, and listen to me. You heard it here first, Sarah. They are going to be permanent residents here.
I was hoping for that.
Why?
Oh, because they're so cute. And then like the Marilyn story with Jamie's grandma, it's just so funny. But then I also heard that one Marilyn maybe have a small, what was it? A mini cow in it, a mini calf or something.
Okay, so the story is going to be, it's going to be a crazy one, because I will say that there was a mini bull who, let me just say, spent time with these ladies in the same pasture back at the at their original property. And even though the owners never thought that the mini bull would have any, can I just say logistical? There might be logistical issues.
Sure.
You kind of get where I'm going with this. Yeah. He always thought it could never happen because of logistical issues. So the funny thing is, someone in the comments says, where there's a Willie, there's a way. So where there's a will, there's a way. So where there's a Willie, there's a way. And I'm going to actually use that as when my video title, when that video is created and comes out. Where there's a Willie, there's a way. I don't think Facebook will be upset about that. They're never going to get it. I don't think. But so bottom line is, I think that both of those cows are already bred, and not by Tex. Tex never showed that kind of interest. He just kind of did typical bull heifer behavior, getting to know each other, you might say. But I never really saw anything more than that from either one of them. So I am fairly certain that both of those cows have already been bred by that mini bull. And so here's the thing. I will not be keeping those mini cows when they're born. I know that sounds cute, and that's all. I know most of y'all are saying that was just so adorable. It's just so adorable. But this is going to make a lot of people mad, and I'm okay with people being mad. I've already prepared myself for the anger that's going to happen. But these are not the same bloodline as what I'm going for. And I will not sell them. They will go right back to the former owners, and he actually wants them. So that was a part of our deal. That's kind of our trade-off. He's going to take, I'm going to continue to keep these cows and house them and feed them and love them. And they're going to become a part of our family here. And, but the two calves that will eventually be born here will not be from Tex, and they will, after they're weaned, be going back over to where they were conceived. And that's going to be a strange mix. Longhorn, mini longhorn with an adult sized longhorn. So I don't know biology. I don't know how it all works, Sarah. I don't, but those two cows will be staying here. That's all been worked out. And I've just been kind of slow in making my video about it. Sorry.
I think you've just been a little preoccupied with the
I've been driveway project. Hey, did you see where I'm about to break that stick? That little stick? Were you watching then? Did you see that? Oh, was that a great analogy?
Great.
Because you're a counselor. You're a counselor. So you probably have never dealt with sickos like me before, but you will eventually. I promise.
Yeah, so, I've had my fair share of speaking to people.
Oh, so could you picture? Now, listen, I just came up with that idea, that whole twig about to break. I just come up with that on the fly. But is there a different analogy that you could use? Because I've heard a few other ones. Can I tell you one that I've heard? I don't want to take away from your talk time. I want you to share your story. But I remember whenever I went to counseling, what the counselor told me is that this is like me. This is my brain, right? And she was talking how sometimes the stresses and all of the different things that, can cause you strife, and things kind of like add a little bit, to your glass of wine or to your cup of water, whatever you want it to be. And slowly, if you don't remove some of that, all of those things slowly begin to build up. And it says at some point, if you continue to put things in without taking things out, then it's going to get real messy. You know what I mean? It's going to get real sloppy. It's going to get real messy. And so if you tie that into kind of like a person's emotions, it's kind of the same way. You get all this stress and pressure over things that you have to get done, and little things can add more stress and pressure to that. And so if at some point you don't take a gulp or find a way to de-stress some of that, then it's just going to finally snap, or in this analogy, just spill. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I work with students, obviously, and I always tell them, if you don't take care of yourself, if you don't empty that cup to take care of yourself, you can't take care of others.
Oh,
So,
that's true.
yeah. So just even a little bit of time for yourself. Self-care is huge in the counseling world. So, yeah.
Self-care. What would that look like, a guy my age? Because
Uh,
I'm not really wanting to go get my nails done.
no, but I hear that you and Jamie like the hot tub and drinks. Maybe just hanging out there.
You want to hear a funny story?
Yeah.
Um, so I'm actually talking to you, but I'm actually sharing a lot that I would have shared anyway, even if you were not here. You're actually provoking a lot of thought out of me. So, do you want to know that I was so against that portable hot tub? I was. A lot of people got on to Jamie because she was not supportive of my driveway idea. And so Jamie pointed out, she goes, look at you every afternoon, going and sitting my butt in that portable hot tub. Because you know what I mean by portable. I don't know if you know what this is or not. It's not a built-in hot tub, a fancy built-in hot tub. You fill it up with air. You blow it up. Okay, so it's air, and so you can unplug it to drain the water. You can also unplug the other side, and all the air comes out. So you can smash it, and put it into a box when you're not using it. So
Mm-hmm.
it's portable. It's a quick hot tub, for folks who want to travel or whatever, but have the hot tub experience. It has the bubbles and the heater and all that. You just fill it with water and let it go. So, I was against that. I says, man, we're going to clutter all this area up with, portable hot tubs and, all this kind of stuff. And it's ended up to where I have sat there in that hot tub and emptied my cup
Yeah.
night after night after night, where it's one of my favorite places to go to unwind.
Oh,
So
good.
I think that's kind of funny how everyone was on Jamie for not supporting me, and she had to remind me that I seldom support her. we both go back and forth on how we don't support different things that we're doing, but I never made a video about that, so no one would know that I was against that hot tub for me to sit there every night now and soak in it and just think this is the life. This is the life that I need.
You upgraded from bathtubs to hot tubs.
Yeah. No. I'll still come in and have a bath too. That's how
Oh.
horrible I am, because I'll do the hot tub until my body can't handle the heat. And then I'm dehydrated at that point, and then I come in just to soak in the tub for another hour and usually build my videos. I can't build the videos in the hot tub because all of the bubbles and stuff get all over the phone and it's not responsive anymore. So I can just kind of sit there and look around, and then I will come in and get in the tub where I can kind of control the temperature a little bit and do all of that. Why am I telling you all this? Why am I
It's
telling
okay.
you? I'm so embarrassed. I hope your mom's not watching.
I don't think so. Not yet, at least.
So your mom's not there with you then?
No,
I
no.
want to meet her at some point. I want to meet that
Yeah.
lady
Yeah, I'm sure she would love to meet you as well.
because she's the one who introduced you to everything. So I want to meet her at some point.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, listen, Sarah, it's nice talking to you again, and I want to thank you for joining the live and asking some really good questions. I hope I answered everything to your liking.
Yeah, that's great. I wanted to hear that you were going to keep them. So
you're okay with us keeping the cows in?
I am, and I'm excited to see what the little calves look like. But
so I believe that the former owners are going to probably want to get them and bottle feed them, because a lot of times when you bottle feed an animal, it can be a lot more gentle than when you don't. I don't know if you know how that works or not. So when we have bottle fed goats and other animals, they are always a lot more gentle than those that are just raised in the pasture with mom. So I don't know exactly how long they will keep them. I'm guessing at least 2 weeks to get the good cholesterol and all the good stuff they need for their bodies. And then they will probably be going off to live their forever lives. Little mixtures between mini cows and big cows. But no, I am also curious. I am really, really, really curious how they're going to look. But I need to say one last thing.
Okay.
About that. And I haven't done this yet, but I can always use my video to go back and archive dates, because after a certain date, if they still appear to be developing like with calf, but I've passed the date of when they came over here, then that means that they don't belong to the mini cow. That means that they would have been Tex, his babies, yet I never noted, I never saw the actual do, if you know what I mean. I never saw the performance. So that could happen also. But normally with animals, you normally have 2 or 3 days leading up to the moment, and then you have the moment or moments plural, and then it's done. But no, I never saw all that lead up and build up. That's why I don't think that they came here, and I don't think they've ever gone into heat, because they've been here for more than 21 days, which they should have been in heat twice now, and they haven't. So I'm certain they're bred. I just don't. I'm pretty sure it's not from our bull. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you for asking, or I should say answering my question.
Well, thank you for jumping on, and it's always nice talking to you, and you better tell your mom that I said hello, okay?
I will tell her.
All right. We'll see you later, Sarah.
Bye.
Bye now. All right. That was nice. I have talked to Sarah twice now. Okay. Who in the heck do we have here? I see
it. Dude. Oh, bro. What's up, Lester?
I see
OG Lester, bro. Dude, I told it.
Oh, who's talking? You or me? Have I hit my match? Are you going to out-talk me?
Oh, my bad.
He might.
My bad.
No, go. Talk.
Dude. Okay. First off, this is my girlfriend, and like she showed me your page, and like I would always watch it with her. And dude, it's crazy because like you cry, you're like I like literally stay laughing at like all this like Carl, and then I always say be sweet to my dogs or her dog, bro. Yeah.
You ever say shut your pie hole? Shut your pie hole. Or
I say shut your take hole.
Look, I told her, I was like, go put on your sweater, babe, so he'll pick us, because she got the sweater on.
Listen, I think that's awesome, but I am baffled by something. I'm going to ask y'all, and I'm so sorry if this embarrasses you, but you guys are way too young to be watching one of these channels, either I'm a Survivor or Longhorn Lester.
I've been watching you since you started.
How old are you?
29.
Way too young, because listen, how old are you?
I'm 25.
Okay, so what are y'all's names?
I'm Malone.
And I'm Katie.
Alone?
Malone, like Post Malone.
I'm like, wait, are you like a rapper? And I was like, I'm about to like get all into my stuff.
Dude, he does rap.
No, I actually am a rapper, bro.
No, you're not.
Yeah, dude, I can spit a flow, bro. Literally, be like,
Katie and Malone,
dude, bro. You're the cool. Like, you're so cool, bro. Honestly, like I don't even know. I'm like, you said you were blushing. I'm blushing, bro.
No, you're not blushing. And you're way cooler than I am. But listen,
dude, your bridge is that's a super cool idea, bro. Like honestly, like don't even let the haters get to you, bro. Because like all these people that comment, I was telling her earlier, why do people watch your show if they comment negative stuff? Go do your own thing. Like why are you gonna hate on his ideas? He's out here trying to do something fun, like.
Well, Malone, I'm certain that you, with what you're doing, a white guy rapping, you have to have a lot of haters.
Right, dude. You already know. There's a lot of them.
I can't imagine. So how do you deal with it?
I
rap them.
Yeah, I'll just like kill them with kindness. He
just shows them that he's better than them.
Yeah, if they want to be like negative, like they can be negative, but I'm just gonna.
Or we just make funny raps about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do that in a similar way. So you may rap what's on your mind. I video what's on mine, so it's kind of the same thing. We live very similar lifestyles, actually.
You will have to rap like something about the farm and send it to you.
I will. Listen, if you would do that, I would love it. Now, do you dance also, either one of you?
Not really.
No?
Kind of like you're kind of dancing, yeah. I'll copy your dance.
That's what I was hoping that someone would do.
We'll copy your dance and do it.
I'm not gonna lie. I've tried to do the your like dance you do at the beginning. I've tried to get it down, but I can't do it as good as you.
You can't rope
your body works different than mine. Hey, consider yourself lucky, okay? You don't want to have my moves. You don't want to have my moves, okay? Keep your moves. Stay young for as long as you guys can. I promise you that. But listen, I am flattered that you guys would find an interest in what we do. I appreciate the compliments on the bridge project, because that has been a hell of a job. And but I will say just real fast, I know my analytics to my page. And so I know that my analytics, at least it shows us how it breaks it down. And the majority of our folks are between 45 and 55. And then from there, 55 to 65. And then it goes that way. But going the other direction down towards your age, the numbers just drop until you guys are in a minority of the folks who watch these channels. So I'm blessed. I'm blessed to know that y'all find something in watching, and that you're sitting there mimicking things that I say. Now, I'm going to ask you, Katie, be honest. Does he make fun of me behind when he's not on camera. Because now he's bro. But what does he do when it's not?
When I first started watching it, he was like, "What are you watching?" And then now he started watching it with me.
Yeah.
That's funny. And
he would make fun of me because I would watch it for hours and hours, and now he's watching it with me.
Beverly, be sweet.
So where are you guys from?
Tri-Cities, Washington.
Kennewick, Washington.
Yeah, Kennewick, Washington.
Washington, not Washington. So Washington State, then. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you make fun of the accent and the country voice. I'm guessing that's funny. It's okay. We all talk about that. Well, be sweet. The way you're saying it, you're really dragging it out. Be sweet. I don't.
Yeah.
Like that.
I genuinely think it's funny. Like, I think you're like, I think it's awesome how like the ostrich video is the one that really like kind of like made me laugh. Like,
one where Carl knocked your pants off.
Because I say bad words. See, that's where the age comes out right there.
It was hilarious.
Dude,
for your age, love to hear my age curse.
Yeah. No, the way you grabbed that ostrich by its neck, it was like serious, but like Carl, you're like Carl. It's just like attacking you, bro. Like that thing is, dude. Those things are vicious, man.
Malone, I'm not trying to like build myself up, but you know that I was trying to save my own life that day, right?
And your pants.
Them birds do kill people, and I did not want to die out here, so
those Tomlins are crazy.
Yeah, so have y'all seen Carl's son Tat? And how
do you think he's gonna be like Carl is during mating season now? Do you think he's gonna be like that when he's older?
When he's older, I'm afraid he is. So I've already actually started doing some pasture moving while I can still move him. And I'm terrified of what I'm going to do if he
because he's big.
Because he's big. And so I think that in a recent video, everyone could see the size comparison, how much taller Tat is. But what you can't see is how much bigger. He's just a big boy.
Yeah, and I would like to see him side by side.
Oh, sheesh. I wish there was a way I could somehow put them, you can't position them to look at them.
Yeah.
But, it's kind of like when these rappers or celebrities go off and get bodyguards. If y'all notice something, they don't get bodyguards who are in amazing shape, they always get big guys. Yes,
just really huge, huge dudes.
Yes, and so Tat is going to be like that. He's a huge dude, whereas Carl may be kind of like in shape, like a little street fighter, which is scary. Tat is just a big dude, and
he's only one.
Yeah, he may be my downfall, y'all. So I'm trying to find a place to get.
You might have to come up with a new ostrich suit to guard all your parts.
I know it, right? I don't know what I'm going to do.
What do you call that for the SWAT team uses?
Yeah. Oh, so you don't suggest a cardboard box then, like I did?
No, probably not the cardboard box. Well, I don't think that would work well.
Duct tape, it helps a little bit. It does help.
Well, it will help a little bit, but I think his talons will go right through it.
I'm afraid that you're right. Listen, it's been fun talking to you both. Did y'all have a question for me, or was y'all just saying?
Yeah. I have a question. What was up with people saying you stuff in their vacuum?
It wasn't in it. You didn't watch the rest of the video. It wasn't the vacuum.
Oh, you got called out. What are you talking about? The vacuum?
You thought that somebody sent you stuff from their inside of their vacuum. Their nasty garbage.
Okay, I did think that. Yeah, yes, I opened that package and I saw all of this nasty stuff, which to me it looked like the stuff that you would find when you empty your vacuum, all the particles that you vacuum off your couch and your floors, and that's what I thought it was, and I thought that was so mean and so just so cruel to send something like that. And so what I did was I held my breath and I ran real fast, which is very slow.
Because you don't know what's in there, man.
I didn't know what was in there. I'm like, I'm breathing all this stuff, so I ran it all the way to my fence, and I tossed it over next to the road. And my plan was to go by and pick it up later. I didn't want to breathe it. Didn't want the animals to breathe it. And then later in the same video, you stopped watching too soon, because I came back and I says I was wrong. When I picked it up and began to feel it like this over here, I felt something inside there. So supposedly in other countries, they use some kind of paper mache, like a ground up paper as a protective kind of.
Yeah, instead of bubble wrap or something,
Yes. So instead of bubble wrap,
it's just how you opened it.
Yeah, I didn't open it right. I only opened one little slot to find that section. I didn't open and find the entire contents. It ended up being a very nice shirt from a sweet lady. And so, awesome. Yeah, I made quite the fool of myself that day, which is nothing new. So,
yeah, dude.
We'll talk to you later. We'll let you get to somebody else.
It was nice talking. Hey, I was talking to you, bro. Like, I'm a huge fan.
Whoa.
What? Yo.
Turn your hat around one time.
I gotta tip my hat to you.
I want to see you tip that cap the way we do it here in Texas. Don't you tip that? There
Howdy.
You go. That was pretty smooth.
Now, what do you think?
Wait, hold up, Lester. Yo, I'm out here. Hey, we got Longhorn Lester out here, and he's balling. All of these fans, and they keep on calling Longhorn Lester, and he got Carl. You already know we out here and we balling. They keep calling. Yeah.
I'm loving this. I got the beat. Make one of those, video it, and send it to me, and I'll play it. I promise you I will.
Okay, bro. For sure, man. It was great talking to you, man.
Hey, did you see my little trick right there that I did for you?
Dude, I might have to take that, bro. I'm going to steal that.
All right. We'll see y'all later, Malone and Kate.
Later, bro.
Bye, guys.
Yeah.
That was very sweet. Oh, my goodness. Guys, that was like very kind. Listen, I'm going to say this, and I'm not trying to be mean to anybody, but I'm going to grab you next 3 people real fast that no one else joining. You next 3 real fast because I've extended my hour and I have a few jobs to do. So coming up next. Hi there, Miss Heather.
Hi.
How are you?
Fine.
Good.
I believed in you the whole time. I told you in a comment to pat yourself on the back when you got done because I believed in you the whole time.
Oh, you're too kind. Well, thank you for believing in me.
I knew you had it. I'm dyslexic and I have PTSD.
Okay. Well,
and I watch your videos, you and Jamie, every morning, all day long if I can.
Well, we're blessed to have you. But I will say that.
And I always tell you one love.
Oh, you're
because I believe in you.
Yes. That's very catchy.
Yes.
And I appreciate
I say that because if I didn't say that, then I really didn't care about the person or the comment. So if I don't tell you one love, it means I really didn't give a fuck.
Oh bleep, bleep, bleep.
Bleep, bleep. But yeah.
Heather, that's very kind. Thank you for that.
All right. All the way. One love from Las Vegas, Nevada.
Las Vegas, Nevada. And I didn't always believe in myself, Heather. So I really appreciate you saying that. And that's the scary thing when you allow people to kind of creep in and the negativity to creep in, and then you start doubting yourself and you start second guessing everything that you're doing, and you're sitting there and you're just sweating bullets, yet you just don't know if it's all going to be for nothing. And that's part of all that whole stick breaking thing I was talking about. Okay, here we go. Miss Amber, hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. So we've met somebody from Washington, from Nevada, from Illinois. Where are you from?
Ontario.
Canada. That's
yes,
awesome.
Sir.
Hey.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, or whatever. Hey.
Hey. Yeah.
So, what's going on with you guys today? How's your weather?
Hot.
I don't.
Beautiful out today.
Y'all know what hot really means. Do you have humidity where you're at?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, people who say it's hot, but without humidity don't really know hot. It may say hot, but humidity adds a whole lot to the heat.
Oh, yeah.
So
it really does. It's awful.
So what are you doing with your day?
Right now I'm not doing anything. I'm just sitting out back. I was watering plants. So
okay. You sound like Jamie. Do you find therapy in that?
I just started doing it. So it's more for my son. He's a big fan of watering his flowers every day. He's 3.
Oh, that's cute. Okay.
Yeah, he loves watching your videos too. Like he loves all the animals, and yeah, he thinks it's the best. So
he's the one that brings you back then, because you have to entertain him. Hey, it's better than Xbox. It's better than Xbox, okay, or Netflix.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's not into video games yet, but I have a 16-year-old who is definitely into video games.
Oh, okay. Well, is your son there with you?
He's up in his room right now playing.
Like on the Xbox or Netflix, probably there.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Netflix, probably.
Did you have
No,
a question?
I don't really have a question. I didn't think I'd actually get on, but I just wanted to say hi and thank you because you're awesome.
Well, listen, I appreciate you saying that. That's kind of you. And could I ask you real fast? You're all the way up in Canada. How in the world did you ever find this channel? How'd you run across it? I'm just curious.
I honestly have no idea. I think it was probably Run Maggie Run.
Oh, the Run Maggie Run. Are you on Facebook or YouTube?
I'm on both.
Oh. Okay, yeah.
But I started watching like religiously at the beginning of the pandemic because there was nothing else to do.
You want to hear something crazy? And so as bad as the pandemic was, and as many people who lost their life and as many people who got really sick, for all the jobs that were lost, I mean, the hurts in the world economy. And I mean, there's so many negative things that happened during the pandemic. A lot of people talk about how a lot of families grew closer, which was a positive of the pandemic, and the time that we spent home, isolated, helped families grow together, which is true. But I would also say that it helped I'm probably guessing all internet channels, channels that post videos on a regular basis. It gave everyone an outlet instead of your Netflix or Hulu or whatever you normally would do. And when you got tired of the local news, when all you heard was the same thing over and over and over, and people got tired of all that mess, I think that people found a little bit of an escape in social media channels. And so I would say that our channels begin to flourish as far as the amount of people that begin to watch during the pandemic. So I would never wish the pandemic on anybody ever again to the way that we saw it before. But I will say that we're blessed in the fact that we've made your acquaintance and so many other people because of a very horrific thing. Which kind of reminds me to the whole beginnings of I'm a Survivor was because of the flooding from Hurricane Harvey. Which how crazy that a bad situation, there's light at the end of that tunnel, and we didn't realize it at the time, obviously. And even the pandemic, we had never realized that, that through such a hard time for everybody, the pages are growing and more people are becoming acquainted with us and the Morrows and what we do. So.
No, you guys deserve it. You guys are all awesome. So
I think everybody's awesome. I think there's so many amazing stories out there, Amber, and I wish everyone had a chance to be able to tell their story. And so that's the thing is we've just been really blessed to tell our story. And I've met people and I've heard just beautiful stories and just amazing stories that are a lot more powerful than what people realize sometimes, the fight that people have in them. And so I appreciate your compliments, and I'm glad that we found each other. And thank you, son, for watching the channel.
Yeah, and thank you for picking me.
Oh, no, it's not picking. All I'm doing is going in order, and I can't do this for long. I know I only have a few minutes left. So
just pretend you picked me, okay?
Oh, well, okay. I picked you. What happens is you start getting penalized from so they call that shadow banning. It's a technical term that Facebook and YouTube will do, and they don't want live videos to consume because it's about money, right? So they make their money, and the way they make their money is by having you watch videos, and getting no ads to pop up. And so obviously if someone does like a live marathon for 5 hours, then that's going to take away a lot of their revenue. So they try to limit you to an hour. They let you know that they want you limited to your hour. And then even though they won't tell you they're going to penalize you, what they do is they call it shadow banning. You ever heard that word before? So all of a sudden, today's video did really, really good. It reached its normal amount of people, yet tomorrow's video will only reach a few people because they choose not to show it. You get what that means? How they can shadow ban. They never tell me shame on you, Lester. You went over your hour. You're going to be in trouble. But they penalize you by not showing your videos to anybody. So all of a sudden you're like, wait, how come only half my audience saw my video? And then the next day, and it will take about a week, and everything will finally fall back into the algorithm. But that's what they do to you when they get upset with you. So we got to watch that clock. But it's nice chit chatting with you.
You too.
Yeah. All right. Well, nice talking to you.
Have a good rest of your day.
Hey, you too, ma'am. We'll see you later.
All right. Bye.
All right. Okay, my friends, we're going to go ahead and let it go right there. I want to thank the folks that took the time to jump on and join me. I know there's a group of people at the bottom who I'm not going to be able to get to you, and I'm so sorry, but I do wish you a wonderful, blessed day, and thank you so much for coming on and for loving us and for putting up with us for all of our, falls and faults and everything else. And then, of course, thank you for those who supported us through the whole bridge building process. I think that I'm going to go out now and start cutting my boards that will go across, which is going to make it the quote unquote cattle guard style look that I'm going for. And then I will set those today, get those in the ground, or get those screwed in today. I have to go to I'm a Survivor, and so I'll probably paint tomorrow, put the stain on it so it'll all match up nice and pretty. And this is kind of a joke, but I'm not going to call it ribbon cutting, but I think that we will make the official ribbon cutting is going to be, what's today? Friday, Saturday. So Sunday. I will make Sunday be the official video of us using the actual bridge. I'll let the stain dry and it'll all be ready. So thank y'all. And I hope that you look forward to that. I know that we do. And, listen, I really do appreciate the support and the love and for putting up with me with all of my fragilities, my fragile, whatever the word is y'all are calling it. Anyway, have a blessed day, and we'll see you guys on the next video, huh?